Hello, welcome. I felt like I had to make this video because I don't know. It just kind of bothers me, but at the same time, I do respect other people's opinions. But this is it. But when they say something like this is objective argument here. So here it is. When people review movies, one I don't know. It kind of bothers me, but at the same time, okay, I respect your opinion. So here's the two things I'm going to talk about. There are people that complain about certain movies that they are like way too long or there's too much CGI. Now, don't get me wrong, practical effects do look good. And sometimes, you know, you can only go so far with practical effects, but if something moves at a dramatic pace, then that's where CGI has to come into effect. You can't. If every, I guarantee, like if everything was always practical, then a movie would not be as epic or breathtaking breathtaking in a way. But for people out there that hate a movie because you hate everything CGI. Now, don't get me wrong. There are movies that the CGI looks okay. Then there's ones that look bad, terrible. Then there's ones that look awesome. I don't know. It's just what kind of gets me is that there are people out there that complain that I hate CGI in general. No movie should have CGI in it. Again, first of all, if everything was always practical in every movie that you ever seen and no CGI whatsoever, then you wouldn't have some great epic breathtaking scenes in movies. So there's that. So that's an objective argument. In other words, an opinion. Now, opinion is really someone's own thoughts and mindset to it. The second, time. Just because a movie is over like what, 2 hours long, like the average movie back in the day would be like an hour and a half or sometimes less than that, where a lot of movies nowadays is more than an hour and a half, particularly superhero movies, which, okay, for people who complain that superhero movies are over an hour and a half or over 2 hours, if you don't like it, that's fine. But just because a movie is over 2 hours long, it doesn't mean it's a bad movie. That's an objective argument. Again, it's the same thing with the CGI. If you don't like it, cool. But just because the CGI looks okay or at the minimum quite great, doesn't mean the movie's terrible. Now, I can't name a particular movie where the CGI looks terrible that I could think of, but there's definitely chances are that there is some terrible CGI. But I can't think of a movie that has it right now. And maybe I don't know, maybe some parts with like the Phantom Menace and Star Wars. Some the CGI in there is definitely has aged. But I don't know. I'm just one of those people that I don't let CGI get to me. I don't let it. I don't let it ruin my experience when it comes to watching movies, because I look at it like watching a cartoon. For example, you watch a cartoon, these things are not real like in real life, but you watch it because it's entertaining, it's fun. It's like the same thing like if you were to watch Who Framed Roger Rabbit, you have real life, our world, and mixed in with cartoon animations. It's just like that. I tend to view CGI almost like watching like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, for example. Again, it's a different universe. When you watch a movie, it's a different universe. It's not like real life, which no, movies are not like this real life world that we live in. But anyway, these are just my thoughts I'm giving out. where some people just complain where the CGI gets to them too much and they hate the movie because of that. I don't get that argument, but I respect your opinion. It's an objective argument. It's the same thing with timing. Again, just because there's bad CGI and the timing is, and there's too much, like it's over 2 hours long, doesn't mean a movie is terrible. It's an objective argument. In other words, your opinion. But again, these are just my thoughts. I thought I'd make this video. I'd like to thank you for watching and have a good one.